To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Today we're going to talk about the attraction that comes to everybody's mind when they think Epcot. Today we're going to be talking about a classic Epcot attraction that everybody remembers fondly. An attraction that encourages young and old people alike to use their imagination and make their world a better place. An attraction that is chock full of magic, whimsy, fun, and oil rigs. Oh, see, I bet you thought we were going to talk about some other attraction at Epcot. Nope. Today we're going to talk about Norway's own Maelstrom. I mean, come on, Maelstrom is the ride everybody thinks about when they think of the World Showcase, right? Now, for those of you who don't know, don't remember, or you need a refresher, Maelstrom was a log flume dark ride attraction located in Epcot. Now, Maelstrom was originally supposed to be called Sea Venture, and the entrance sign above the ride actually said Sea Venture, right up until the ride's opening when they changed it last minute to Maelstrom. Guests would board a Viking ship and then sail the seas of Norway along with Vikings, trolls, polar bears, and yes, famously, an oil rig. Now you gotta be asking yourself at this point, what in the world does an oil rig have to do with trolls, polar bears, and Vikings? Well, good question. I guess the, Vikings were very, enterprising, and they needed to mine oil to be able to fund their invasions and their pillaging. So the Vikings would build these massive oil rigs so they could, mine oil and sell it off to different countries in exchange for money so they could fund, their way of life. At least that's the way I understand it. The Maelstrom Dark Ride also featured a Dark Ride loading area mural. I don't know what they're officially called, but it's a mural on the wall right behind where you load, like all the Fantasyland Dark Rides have. This kind of solidified it as a Disney original ride, not based off of any IP or anything like the Haunted Mansion or Pirates of the Caribbean, which explains kind of why people were upset when Frozen came into town. Oh, but no, we're not exactly to the Frozen part yet, but don't worry, I do want to talk about that outrage because that was an entertaining time to be a Disney fan. As you ride through the attraction, you'll pass polar bears, Viking masks, three-headed trolls, and obviously polar bears because polar bears love Vikings and trolls. At some point in the attraction, it even opened up to the outside and you could look all over the World Showcase back at Spaceship Earth, and it was actually a really cool moment of the ride, I'll give it that. Now, the attraction itself was actually a really good feat of Imagineering, even if it did lack an overarching theme or story. But as we all know, the Walt Disney Company is, in fact, a company, and they need to make money and get as many people into the parks as they possibly can. And what other way to do that than with Frozen? On September 12th of 2014, it was announced that Maelstrom would be replaced by an attraction based on Frozen. Maelstrom's final day of operation was October 5th, 2014. Now, I can kind of understand people's frustration with this. Imagine being told your favorite attraction is closing its doors. Not only that, but that it would be closing its doors the very next month. I mean, that doesn't give you a whole lot of time to get down to Epcot and ride Maelstrom, now does it? Now, me personally, I wasn't too upset when they announced that Frozen was coming into Norway because I thought Maelstrom was a pretty decent attraction, but that's it, just a decent attraction. Something to ride in the middle of the day when the lines are long, because usually the lines for Maelstrom weren't all that long. Now, going back in time to the opening of the Norway Pavilion, Maelstrom was supposed to be the pavilion's crowning jewel. It was supposed to be the thing everybody would flock to when the park opened. Walt Disney World even took out an ad in the newspaper saying, "When was the last time you went over a waterfall backwards? Had your life threatened by a nasty old three-headed river troll, came within a whisker of a 12-foot polar bear, challenged whitewater rapids, and braved a thunderous storm-tossed North Sea." Oh, that's actually a really good point, Disney. I've never done that before. Where exactly could I do this? The last time may be the first time you ride the Maelstrom, the new thriller at Epcot Center. It was called Epcot Center back then, by the way. It's a sea adventure of legendary proportions, now open in the fabulous new Norway Showcase. So come on, conquer the Maelstrom. All you need is the guts of a Viking. Wow, Disney, that actually sounds super awesome. Maelstrom didn't exactly live up to the hype. It was hardly a thriller requiring the guts of a Viking. Here's how the official Epcot website described Maelstrom in 2006. "Tricky trolls are out to befuddle you as you explore the heritage of Norway in this adventure-packed boat ride. Watch for polar bears and pirates and hold on tight as you plummet backwards into the stormy North Sea. The spirit of adventure is always alive on Maelstrom." So a little bit of a different tone there, but I know you guys are all asking me one question. Why is it that Maelstrom closed in the first place? And there are numerous answers to that question, but I'm going to start with one specifically. People just weren't interested in Maelstrom. Now, I know the hardcore Disney World fandom loved it. Everybody was freaking out when they announced Frozen was coming into Norway. But, I mean, come on everybody, did you ever see the wait time for Maelstrom above 25 or 30 minutes? Probably not often. Now, I know the hardcore Disney fandom loved Maelstrom a lot, but I mean, put yourself into the shoes of a tourist visiting who can only go to Disney World once every 1 to 5 years. It's a busy, crowded day at Epcot, and you have a choice between one of two attractions. One, the Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros at the Mexico Pavilion, or two, Maelstrom and the Norway Pavilion. Now, you'd rather go down a waterfall backwards than watch a bunch of singing birds, so you go to Maelstrom. And, well, to put it simply, the ride isn't exactly what you'd think. As soon as your party exits the attraction, you all ask yourselves, what was that? What did we just see? But don't worry, the Maelstrom experience isn't over yet. As soon as you exit the attraction, they funnel you into a theater and you get to watch a movie about Norway. Which brings me into my second point as to why Maelstrom was closed. They made you watch a movie after you were done on the attraction. Now, obviously you weren't forced to watch the movie. You could sprint across the aisles to the exit and go back out into the World Showcase, but the fact that the attraction exited into a theater where you were forced to watch a film didn't really help the overall experience. And, once again, put yourself into the shoes of a Disney Parks visitor in the year 2014. Mind you, the year after Frozen came out. With how big Frozen Mania is still today, 5 years after the movie came out, imagine how big it was when the movie came out a year ago. After getting off of Maelstrom, which has a perpetual 15-minute wait forever, you say to yourself, hey, they could totally put Frozen here. I mean, it's in Norway and no one's riding this attraction anyways, and that is exactly what Disney did. Is it sad to some people that Disney did away with an original idea to make way for Frozen? Sure, and I can understand why. But, I mean, Disney does know what they're doing. Just look at Frozen Ever After today at Epcot. Right now, as I record this, it's at a 75-minute wait. So, yeah, it's a big deal over there. But I mean, the fishing village from Maelstrom is still kind of there in Frozen Ever After, just reskinned as Arendelle, and the ride vehicles you sail on are almost exactly the same. So I guess you could say the spirit of Norway is still alive and well with Frozen Ever After. Hello everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe down below. It really helps me out. Just a reminder that t-shirts are available now at the website shop.spreadshirt.com/offhandshop. I know that's a lot of shops, but trust me, I'll put the link down in the description below, and you can get your favorite design there. There's some stick figures, a Jean Lafitte design, anything that you want. Wear them in the parks, wear them with your family, wear them for Thanksgiving. People love shirts. Other than that, the link to my Twitter and my Patreon are both down below in the description as well. Please feel free to donate there or follow me on Twitter for some more updates surrounding my videos or surrounding my life and when I am going to the Disney parks, April 17th through the 20th, by the way. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.